Hello there, Whipper here, and welcome back to another mod showcase. And today I'm going to be showing you a mod called the MOCAP mod, which pretty much enables you to record your player movements and interactions with the world, and then play them back at a later date using a command block. So therefore, for this mod, you are going to have access to cheats and creative mode in your world, otherwise you're not going to be able to use it. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome mod, and what I'm going to be doing in this video is I've got loads of demonstrations and experiments that I've set up to showcase this mod in the best light possible, and show you all of the different cool things you can do with it. So I definitely recommend you watch this whole video, because there's some pretty funny demonstrations I've got set up later, and I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by showing you how this mod works. And by the way guys, if you could possibly shoot for 600 likes for this mod showcase, that would be epic. But yeah, so let's just jump straight into this mod showcase. So to actually start recording your movements, you have to type in the chat /mocap and then hyphen, then a record, and then you type in the name of the recording. So I'm going to say this is test 1, and that's the command you have to type. And now from then on, all of my movements are being recorded. So if I just walk up to this tree and look at this beautiful tree, look at those leaves, so elegant, and I can turn around and go back to where I started again. And if I enter the same command again, then it stops the recording. So all of my movements in that short time frame have now been recorded and saved in that file called test1.mocap. And if I just then place down a command block with a button to activate it, and then in the command block, type in this command here, which is /mocap hyphen, and then play, and then space, then the name of the file, or the recording file, which is test1, I just recorded that one, and then the name of the skin you want. This pretty much just takes the Minecraft username and grabs the skin from them, and then the name you want to appear above your character, which is Whipper179 of course for me, but you can set it to whatever you like, and I'll show you more functionality to do with that later. But now if I just press the button, I'm going to materialize, look at me, look how awesome I look, it's my twin brother, and then I'm going to just jump over here and look at this tree, admire it for a bit, and then hopefully turn around and return back to my initial position. There we go. I'm just going to hop back here, and then I should disappear completely. So bing, there we are, I've disappeared. And that's just pretty much a basic demonstration of how this mod works. Pretty epic. You can just record your movements and then play them back at a later date. So, I just noticed out the corner of my eye that there appears to be a sheep on a tree. Probably thinks it's a monkey or something. Hello there, sheep, how are you? How's the view from up there? Is it nice? You're just admiring the view? Is it like really scenic for you? Oh, I really can't do much for you there, sheep. I can't really get you down. What you need to do is inflate yourself up like a balloon and then gracefully float down to the ground. Not really sure if you can do that though, but yeah. So, we'll just have to leave the sheep up there admiring the view. I just thought that was funny, just to point out that there's a sheep in a tree. But yeah, what I wanted to do next is give you an example of what this mod actually does record, because it doesn't record everything. For example, if you want to record yourself building a house, that's not going to work sadly, because it doesn't record you placing or breaking blocks, which is a bit of a shame, but maybe in future versions that will be implemented. But what I'm going to do now is just push this button, which is playing back a previous recording I recorded earlier, and here's me again doing a little twiddle. I don't know why, it's like I'm dancing or something, and then I'm going to move my head around like an owl. I think I can remember what I do here. This is just showing that tracks orientation of your head and body, and now I'm going to go for a leisurely stroll over here, and then suddenly in the distance I see a creeper or something. I'm like, I've got to sneak, I don't want him to see me, and yeah, I'm a super sneaky whipper there. And I'm going to walk over here and then like give an offering to the gods. I'm going to drop down some chicken, oh yeah, and then some creeper heads. Don't know what's with the creeper heads. It's probably like a trophy or something. It's like, look at me, I killed creepers. And now I'm going to punch the air to show it also tracks punching. So if you right click, or I mean left click, it records that as well. And then I'm going to go for a sprint just to show that it tracks sprinting as well. And then finally, I think I pull out a sword or whack out my sword now. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to swing my sword, swinging my diamond sword. I think that was some parody song, I can't remember. Whoops, I just punched myself. I can punch myself. Oh my god, this is epic. I'm just punching myself. I never knew that was possible, but yes, you can punch your ghost. Oh, that is brilliant. But there is something else I need to mention though, with that last bit with my sword. Even though your ghost is swinging the sword, if you put a mob in front of it, it won't get hit by the swinging of the sword, because pretty much you're a ghost, you can't really interact with the world apart from dropping items. Actually, I do say that, but there is one exception to that, which I should probably show you now. So if we just pop over here, I've got another command block set up which is going to play back another test recording. This is Archer Whipper. This is my Archer Pro friend, which is just me again. But yeah, so I'm going to pop over here to my firing point in my firing range. I'm going to fire at this archery board or whatever it's called, and look at that, 2 bullseyes, 3 bullseyes, 4 bullseyes, and finally that tops it off, 5 bullseyes, and I can even collect up these arrows. But now I'm going to pop over there, no I'm going to miss it, and I'm going to fire down over there to that target that's really far away on the ground. And I'm not doing too well on this one. I haven't got that good aim. I mean, I think I've hit the white at least. I think that might be at least 1 bullseye. But yeah, so you can see there it tracks you firing a bow, and it even tracks the arrows, so it records where the arrows will land. And the cool thing about this is, whereas all the other actions don't interact with the world, these arrows will actually still hit entities. So if you wanted to set up like a protection like fortress around your house, you can have loads of your recordings like firing arrows constantly on a loop using like a repeater kind of system, like a repeater clock, and then you can just get yourself to keep spawning and firing arrows, and you just defend yourself from mobs, because of course every time you restart the recording you've got the same amount of arrows, so you'd never run out of arrows. And wow, I'm really bad at explaining things, but yeah, you could probably see where I was going with that. It's pretty epic that it does record you firing your bow and arrows. But now let's just pop over here, and this one is probably one of my favourite features of this mod. And let me just open this up, and you're going to see instead of having my name, I've replaced it with Notch's. So instead of my skin, it's going to be Notch's skin, and above Notch's head it's going to say his name, and this is just pretty epic, and I've just changed it. Did I change it? I don't think I did, no. Okay, I'm all good. So if I push this button now, Notch is going to spawn. The one and only Notch. Hello there, Notch. Oh, how rude. He's walking away from me, and now what he's doing, he's punching the ground, or is he twerking at me? He's probably twerking at me, to be honest. That's a bit immature, Notch. Why are you doing that? Turn around and look at me, please. Please. Yeah, there we go. So are you actually the real Notch, or are you a faker? Oh, is that you a real Notch? Yeah, he's still nodding. He's probably the real Notch then. So, how are you today, real Notch? Are you good? Are you friendly? Oh. Wow, that was really rude. He just disappeared on me. He was like, nope, don't like you. I'm going to teleport to someone else. And hello over there, sheep. There's sheep everywhere. Look how many sheep there are. But yeah, that was probably the worst role-playing ever. I just had a conversation with myself, like a past recording of myself, which I'd reskinned to look like Notch. Wow, that goes deep. Wow, that's really weird. But yeah, that's just to demonstrate that you can change your recording. So instead of playing back the recording with your own skin, you can play back the recording with someone else's skin. So yeah, you can make famous people that you like do really rude things or whatever you want, really. Or you can have a servant, like Notch as a servant or something. But that's pretty epic, so yeah. So let's just move on to the next demonstration, which is over here. So, for this next demonstration, I'm going to show you how you can use your past recordings to interact with the world and help you out a bit, like your slave or servant, whatever you want to call it. And in front of me here, I have an iron door with no foreseeable way of opening it. You can see I've got no pressure plate, I've got no levers, I've got no buttons. How am I ever going to get through this door to the other side? I suppose I could just, like, you know, walk around the outside and just, you know, go over here, but that's cheating, and that's pretty boring, to be honest. I really want to open this door without moving a muscle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand over here, I'm not moving, and this door is going to magically open without me doing anything really. Well, I am going to be pushing a button, which I suppose I could just link up to the door, but no, I like doing it the long and complicated way, which involves a slave. So yeah, I'm just going to push this, and I'm going to appear. Hello, brother me, this is slave me. I've like hired myself as a slave, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over there. I myself are going to be dropping a piece of chicken on a pressure plate, which in turn is going to open this door. So yeah, look at that. And this is servant me, who has just bowed. I think he just bowed at me like, yes, I am at your service, or something like that. So if I pop over here, you can see I've got a wooden pressure plate, and myself, it's really weird. Because I'm talking about myself, because it's literally just me. And what I've done is I've dropped a piece of chicken on the pressure plate, theoretically without moving. But yeah, that's just one use for this mod. But now I'm going to show you something which is possibly my favourite feature in this mod. So I've already shown you how you can actually play back the commands, but the cool thing about this mod is it enables you to run the same recording while it's still playing the previous recording. it's probably better just to demonstrate this. It's really hard to explain. So I've got a repeater here, well, a repeater clock, I should say. And if I just activate this, it's going to run this command block over and over again, which is going to keep spawning the same recording and playing it back. So what I'm going to do now is just show you my Steve automatic suicide machine. So you can see here, they're just going to walk into the water. They're going to be affected by the water. This is another feature, by the way. And then they're just going to commit suicide. They're just going to get pushed into this lava pit and just die over and over again. Listen to that glorious ticks of damage sound. Oh, look at that. Just look at this Steve death machine. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, that is just awesome. This is just so cool to watch. It's like the Steves are being created and then destroyed within like 10 seconds. It's just awesome. It's a Steve clone and murder simulator machine, and it's just pretty epic. Look at this. It just shows what you can do. I just love this. It's like a factory for Steve killing. Oh, it's just a bit barbaric, really. It's really dark humour, but look at this. This is just amazing. You've got to admit. Oh, and you can actually increase the speed of this clock, so I could just like make it even faster, and then the Steves would spawn closer together. Yeah, look at this. We've now got loads and loads of them. Look how fast they're spawning. This is really increasing the efficiency of this machine. Gah. You can imagine though, there's so many uses for this. Oh, look at that, they're so close together now. But yeah, there's so many uses for this mod. There are probably some more practical and useful purposes for this mod than just killing Steves, but I thought this was a pretty funny demonstration personally. So yeah, and by the way, you can walk through your recordings, and you can also hit your recordings, which is a bit peculiar, but yeah. I don't think you can kill them though. I think they have infinite health. So, that does pretty much sum up all the demonstrations I had lined up for you, and all of the different experiments I was testing out, and it's a pretty much just an epic mod. I can imagine it'd be very useful for all of you machinima creators where you like create short stories using different characters in Minecraft. You could just use this mod to record yourself doing a certain act, and then play it back when it's time to record, and it'd be really useful if you're making videos like that. It'd also be useful for doing mundane tasks like moving items from one place to another. You could get your recording to pick up items and then drop them somewhere else. That's something you could do. Or if you just want to be evil and kill a certain person over and over again. So you could name this Steve to whatever you want. So if you really hated your friend or something, you could make them kill themselves repeatedly. But yeah, that pretty much sums up everything. So if you've enjoyed this mod showcase, please remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll be seeing you next time.